Good morning. We've just returned from an outreach we had to Zimbabwe, and as you know, it's not going too well with the economy at the moment. The economy is really weak and people are suffering, and I think the mission of the outreach was to give them a little bit of financial support and maybe to give them a little bit of hope. This was my first time in Zimbabwe, and when we crossed the border 5 days ago, we drove for kilometers on end without seeing any civilization. And when we finally reached a town, it was quite neglected and it's quite primitive. And I couldn't help but get this feeling of a God-forsaken country. We didn't see the whole of Zimbabwe, but in comparison to South Africa, there isn't all that much. Can't really imagine having to live in a country like that. But then we met the people. We stayed over at their homes, on their farms at night, and when we arrived, we was received with so much love and hospitality, and the people prepared a feast for us. And really felt bad because they probably couldn't afford it. We were quite a big group and we brought our own food with, but we were their guests and they wanted to give their best for us. And we couldn't help but think that they were wasting this on us because they could have used it for so much better. They could have kept the food for themselves. But we were the guests and they wanted to give us a wonderful meal. Even when we wanted to set up our tents to go to bed, they said no, it's winter, it's cold, we will sleep inside. And they opened up their homes for us and they even gave us their own beds to sleep in. And when I think about these people in Zimbabwe, I can't help but to think about the woman in Mark 14. Jesus was sitting by the table when she came in. She had a jar of very expensive perfume. She breaks the jar and pours the perfume on Jesus' head. The people present were outraged. How can she waste this expensive perfume? They could have used it for so much better. They could have sold it, they could have given the money to the poor, and now she goes and wastes it. But Jesus says to them, leave her alone. Why are you bothering her? She has done a beautiful thing to me. And for this woman, she wasn't wasting the perfume at all. She was giving her utmost best to Jesus. But why is she doing this? Jesus goes against all the conventions of the community. He makes an effort with her. He gives her love that she doesn't expect. And she gives her utmost best to him out of overflowing thankfulness. This woman reminds me of the people of Zimbabwe. They give their utmost best to us. They understand, like this woman, something of the love of Jesus. They give us more than we expected. They gave us a lot more than what they had to give. And they understand something of the kingdom of God now already present. This whole time we think we're giving something to them, but in reality they're giving something to us. We give them our leftovers. They give us their utmost best. We give them the clothes and the second-hand things we have. We give them the money we have left after we've calculated our budget, if we have money left. We give the people in our lives the time we have left if we have extra time. But we don't want to waste our time. But God doesn't ask for our leftovers or our second-hand things. God asks for our utmost best. And here with the people of Zimbabwe, I see the presence of God. We experience the presence of God in a country that seems God-forsaken. We experience the presence of God through this unexpected love with what the people received us. I hope we can also make the presence of God visible through living out this love of God by giving our utmost best where people don't expect it at all. I hope you have a wonderful day.